Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you? So what are we up to today?
So we're going to groom this colt here.
And then once we've done that, we'll take him up to the parade ring for practice and get him walking up there.
Cool, let's get into it.
So this is the Friday Day by Ocean Park, and he's a pretty cool guy, pretty chilled. He's one of my personal favourites. We'll start with the curry.
Yep.
This one here. And we just really give him a good scrub round, try and get those hair to be moving and get the blood flowing, because that gets really nice shine on his coat as well, and he loves it.
Yeah, look at his face.
He really does. If you want to follow with the soft brush there, you can just kind of follow along and get his hair to lay flat.
I guess we should take it back to where it all started, Hannah, and tell me, how did you first become associated with thoroughbreds?
I sort of started doing a bit of work experience because I discovered I was interested in horses.
No background in horses at all?
No, nothing like that. We just live in town.
What did your parents say when you said, I'm going off to pursue an equine dream?
Oh, they've been supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty happy about it. I don't think they know entirely, what's what, but they follow along the best they can.
What about for you, Laura?
Well, mine was a bit backwards, I'd say. I bought a horse off the track to produce as a show horse and just absolutely fell in love with his nature and his trainability. And then I needed a summer job, and David Ellis at Te Akau said I could come and work for him, and that was all through university as well. I did a bit of track work while I was down at Awapuni, and just, everything about them, I just fell in love with it. The thing for me that really stood out to me is everyone's in it for the same reason. We all just want the horses to be running as well as they can or breeding as well as they can. And as much as I love the horses, I love the people as well. People have been so helpful, and no one's afraid to give you a bit of advice or help you along the way. So I guess I came into it for the horses and stayed because of the people.
And what about for you, Hannah?
I suppose it's the same, that everyone's here for the horses, and a lot of people make a lot of sacrifices just to be able to work with them.
Speaking of those sacrifices, I guess, Hannah, we should talk about what a normal day during your yearling preparation looks like.
So they all come in first thing in the morning, and they have their breakfast ready and waiting for them. And then it's rugs off, feet picked, and on the walker for some exercise. And then we'll do some sort of bits and bobs, manes and tails and various things. And then it's a curry and they're rugged back on to go back out.
What time do you mean when you say first thing?
Oh, they get a little sleep in, they start at 6.
What's both of you, I can ask this too, what's your favourite part of the yearling preparation? Hannah, you first?
I quite like doing all the cosmetic stuff, so dyeing tails and pulling manes and making them look pretty.
Must be satisfying.
It is.
I like the educating part of it, so I like teaching them how to have a bit, how to stand nicely. We're setting them up for their future careers.
You must get pretty attached to them, do you?
Yeah, definitely. I think I probably get way too attached to some of them, but it's quite cool to be able to follow them. I don't know any other sport where you can literally raise them and then see them go on and some of them be champions and superstars.
Is there any horses that you've looked after and then have gone on to do great things?
We didn't raise her, but Fanatic came back to the farm throughout her racing career, and then also when she came back to be a broodmare, so that was always pretty cool. She was always the star of the farm back at Karamore.
Well, I was really lucky, I suppose, working at Te Akau. I saw loads of their superstar horses come through. Melody Bell's one that I've always really followed with interest, because we saw her when David bought her, and now obviously she's gone on and won so many Group 1s and just performed so well. So she's one that I really, really like to follow.
You guys have both just come back from the Keith and Faith Taylor sponsored scholarship as part of the Irish National Stud course. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, it was a really good course. Met heaps of interesting people. So many people over there that were just willing to share their knowledge, and you get to try everything.
I just absolutely loved it. I think it's such a great course, and it gave us real confidence in our skills in the breeding sector. Like Hannah said, it was really well rounded, so we spent time in the foaling unit, we did night watch, we did postnatal care, and we also got to work in the stallion barn, which is something that I'm not really sure if we'll ever get the chance to do again. But it was just incredible, and the knowledge that they had to share with us was unreal, and every single person on the course was there for the same reason, to learn, and that's what I just loved about it. So now he's all ready and looking beautiful. Should we take him up to the parade ring and give him a go?
Sure, sounds good.
So up here he really needs to walk out nice and well. At the moment I'm just trying to get him to stand nice and quietly. We try and get the legs on the opposite side of whoever we're showing to under him, and the legs the same side, slightly apart. That really shows him off and shows off his conformation. So any potential clients will come, they have a good look at his legs, front and behind, and we just adjust according to where they're standing. So once they move to the other side, we'd move his legs and get him to stand quietly again. But he loves the job. He loves being up here and showing off.
Do you reckon I can have a go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now I want from both of you plenty of advice. So I'm trying to get him walking out nice and...
Yep, you want him striding out. You can use the whole circle to turn. So then up here, this is his like main stretch, so he's really got to walk out. That's a really good walk there.
And always push him away from me.
Yep, always away. So you don't want to turn them onto themselves because they can walk a bit short then.
So now I want to stand him up.
Yep.
He knows already he's stopping.
Perfect stand.
Oh,
Amazing, you're
amazing.
a natural.
What about the future? What does the future hold for both of you, Hannah?
Well, I think I've decided when I was over in Ireland that I'm quite interested in the veterinary side of things, so I'm sort of looking into that.
I love every aspect of the industry, and I can't decide whether it's racing or breeding I want to go into. So I think for the next few years I'm just going to get as much experience wherever I can. I just want to keep learning and contributing to the industry.
What makes you do what you do?
It's the horses at the end of the day. I just think they're incredible animals, and it's amazing. It's a global industry. You can go anywhere in the world with it, so that's why I want to stick with it, and that's what gets me up in the morning.
I think I learned to love it because just of the physical demands of the job and the mental demands of the job. It makes it so much more interesting. There's always something to learn, and you're never bored, you're never stuck in a rut. You can always just keep moving forward.